Hey, what's up, y'all? It is Friday, and welcome to another edition of On the Needle. And today we are talking about Ginuwine. So, Ginuwine's debut album came out in 1996. One little known fact, or it's not common knowledge, I would say, is Ginuwine really got his start with this collective called The Basement, which was founded by Devontae Swing of the group Jodeci. So in their last album, or the last album, but really before the group kind of disbanded and then got back together, the show, the after party in the hotel, a lot of those background vocals and little chants, if you will, that you hear in the background are from Missy, Timbaland, and Ginuwine. You hear a lot of those sounds on that record. So he was around during that time, and then 1996, his debut album, The Bachelor, which I have on vinyl, came out. So it's been, it's crazy to think it's nearing 30 years since this album has been out. The important thing I want to call out about this Ginuwine album, though, is a lot of people praise Justin Timberlake's style that he created with Timbaland today as something kind of fresh and new. Well, really, and not taking anything away from Justin Timberlake, that style was really introduced with Ginuwine. When you think of songs like Pony, which today this is his biggest song, everybody I think knows that song. It's been in movies, commercials, what have you, everything. I'll Do Anything, I'm Sorry, kind of puts you in the mind of Cry Me a River, not with the song's meaning, but with the overall vibe, that kind of slow, draggy, if you will, but still very intricate drum patterns of the song. Even songs like, Tell Me Do You Wanna was a standout. Only When You're Lonely, that's one of my favorites. I really love that song. He also did a remake on here of Prince's When Doves Cry. Yeah, to be honest, I could have done without that one. I don't think that there are too many Prince remakes that I favor, to be honest. That's just me because I'm a huge Prince fan, and I feel like a lot of the remakes don't really do the original song justice. But again, that's just me. But yeah, Genuine, for whatever reason, kind of strayed away from working with Timbaland on the albums that followed this one. But he still had some pretty big hits even without working with Timbaland, like Differences. Well, actually, I can't remember if that was Timbaland or not. But he had some other songs that he did work outside of Timbaland with on some of his later albums that were pretty popular as well. He kind of kept that same formula with the 100% album, where he had those big songs like Same OG and So Anxious and all that, which Kanye West ended up redoing for the Sunday choir. I want to say this. I love the Sunday choir album, or Sunday service choir, I think is what they're called. But that song, I barely can listen to it because even though I know they're talking about God in the song, in my mind, I'm still hearing So Anxious. So that just lets you know, like, the timeless music that Genuine and Timbaland did create together. So I think that's a duo, or a partnership, rather, that really deserves more credit, because at that time when Genuine came out, he really kind of ushered Timbaland and Missy into the mainstream, and so did Aaliyah. Those were the big artists that really kind of took a chance on this new sound. No one was sounding like that at the time, and so it was something that was really unheard of. Like, even something as intricate as putting those little baby coos in the songs, like Aaliyah's "Are You That Somebody," which was also produced by Timbaland. Things like that, you didn't really hear in a lot of music, to be honest. And this album, for a lot of people that may not realize this, when you check the track listing on the back, there are no features. So that could be argued a little bit, because you hear Missy's voice here and there, you hear Timbaland's voice here and there on this album. But hey, to go platinum with no features, back in 96, and that's when people were really, really selling records back then, physically selling records, like going to the store, buying cassettes, CDs, things of that nature, versus where people are just merely downloading now. Ginuwine has been, I say, in the news here in the last year or so because people are trying to kind of make fun of his dancing style now compared to his heyday, which to me, I mean, hell, that was almost 25. Well, yeah, it was over 25 years ago when he was really popular. So, of course, you're not going to move the same way you did back then unless you're like Janet Jackson. But that's, hey, everybody can't be Janet. But she's a bit of an anomaly. But this album, no big frills, I would say, as far as the packaging is concerned. It's a standard black vinyl, of course. Like when you open it, there's thank yous, and then there's songwriting credits here. Which I don't know if y'all knew this, but Ginuwine's real name is Elgin Lumpkin. Oof. So thank goodness for a stage name like Ginuwine, because I just don't see somebody singing and they're using their real name as Elgin Lumpkin. No shade to his real name, but hey, just saying. So what are y'all's favorite songs on this album? Ginuwine the Bachelor, do you prefer some of the slower songs or some of the more up-tempo songs like Pony? Do you think that he could ever make a comeback at this point? I definitely still think he has a good voice, but is there room for a Ginuwine in today's music arena, especially if he won't be working with Timbaland? I do think that if he decided to work with Timbaland again, they could cook up something really great, but it would depend on the production. I think more than anything, that's what would really set him apart from the music that's out there today, because unfortunately, as unique as that sound was when he first came out, now he would just kind of blend in with the masses if he still came out with that signature Timbaland sound that he did nearly 30 years ago. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments and make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you have not already done so, make sure you check out my podcast, the Water Bearer Podcast, where we focus on ideas and issues of Aquarians, but also how Aquarians interact with all of the other zodiac signs. So we're about midway through the first season. So if you need to, you can catch up on the first 4 episodes and catch the drip every Thursday. Peace.